So, next up, Ozzy Osbourne's Patient Number 9, in honor, of course, of Ozzy's passing. Before I get into the album, I do want to just publicly say thank you to Ozzy. Thank you to Sharon. Thank you to every musician that's ever played with Ozzy. Because, look, Blizzard of Oz and No More Tears, they were so important to me growing up. You know, I'd hang out with my buddy, one of my best friends. I still talk to him this day. I mean, we're talking 25 years ago. We'd be wandering our hometown, this small little nobody gives a shit hometown, at like midnight, headphones in our an earbud in each ear, and we'd be listening to No More Tears, trying to scare ourselves, walking through like abandoned homes or like construction sites and stuff. Dude, when the Rev died, it was sad. When Alexi Lahu died, you know, it made me sad. When Ozzy died, that is the very first time a celebrity death has ever made me cry. And it's weird. You know, it wasn't because we were grieving. Or I'm grieving. I'm crying because I'm remembering all these great moments, all these special connections I've made with people, all through Ozzy's music. So I really wanted to take the time and not just listen to this. I wanted to absorb it. I wanted to read the lyrics deeply, because this feels like Ozzy's goodbye. I've been equating it to, what was David Bowie's last album? Was it Black Star or Dark Star? I can't remember. But this has the same feeling. You listen to it in hindsight and you realize there is more heart, more emotion in this one album than Ozzy has ever put out. Now, listening to some of the songs, it's kind of cool because, and I could just be looking too much into it, but there are little moments peppered throughout the album that feel like callbacks, something that only someone who's a fan of Ozzy is going to pick up on. Like, I can't remember if it's Immortal or Parasite. He has the line, "I'm flying high at the second of midnight." Could be a random line, but to me, it's like his way of saying, hey guys, remember when I did Flying High again? This is for you. It's such a beautiful album. And especially listening to it after Ozzy has died and going through these songs, listening to Mr. Darkness, listening to One of Those Days. You know, thinking One of Those Days could have been written when he was having a particularly rough time dealing with his Parkinson's. It's heavy. But that's what makes it beautiful. This is a special album. This is a goodbye from Ozzy. This is a thank you from Ozzy. And it deserves that extra time to really sit and enjoy it. Now, if you've been listening to Ozzy, honestly, even if you haven't been listening to Ozzy, one thing that Ozzy is famous for are his musicians. And it's almost unfair to him because, and I'm one of these people, or I was for a long time, where I thought, God damn, dude, Ozzy is the luckiest person alive. If it weren't for Sharon, if it weren't for all the guitarists he's had, if it weren't for Bob Daisley and Lemmy, what career would he have? But then when you go back, you listen to these songs and you remember, well, sure, he wasn't a big songwriter. Sure, he didn't write many of the lyrics, but his gift were hooks and vocal melodies, going all the way back to Sabbath's early stuff. Those vocal melodies, those were Ozzy. He'd come up with the melodies, and then he'd go to whoever was writing the lyrics, whether it be Geezer, whether it be Lemmy, or Daisley, and he would give them the melodies. They would take that and they would write the songs around it. And then you go back and listen to these songs, and what is it that sticks out? The lyrics can be cool, but you are singing those songs. It's the hooks that get stuck in your brain. But I bring up musicians because Ozzy's always been especially famous for his guitarists. I mean, if you want a good guitar album, you could always rely on an Ozzy album. You had Tony Iommi, Randy Rhoads, Jake E. Lee, Gus G, Zakk Wylde. They're all amazing. And with this album, he didn't just say, okay, I need a new guitarist. Or, all right, let's get Zakk back. And I think this is part of what ties into it being his goodbye album. He got with so many fantastic guitars of different genres. And they all added little touches, making this such a special album. Patient Number 9 has Jeff Beck. Parasite has Zakk Wylde. Immortal, of all the people, has Pearl Jam's guitarist, Mike McCready. Fucking Eric Clapton plays on this. Tony Iommi, Josh Homme, I'm never sure how to say his last name. But it's so cool because every one of those guitarists makes these songs sound different. They all have their distinct tone, their distinct way of playing. I've never been a big Jeff Beck fan. It's not that I don't respect him. I've just never come across his stuff. But I know of him. I know that he's like the guitarist's guitarist. You know, everyone knows who Van Halen is. Everyone knows who fucking Yngwie Malmsteen is. But Jeff Beck is the guitarist that those guitarists respect. That those guitarists say, don't forget about this, man. This is the guy we need to be checking out. And listening to this album is the first time I've gotten a chance to really hear Jeff Beck. And let me tell you, the song Patient Number 9, oh my God, the tone. I mean, he makes that guitar sing. Even little itty bitty parts that could just have been thrown away. The second chorus, the first line of the second chorus, he adds this little, and I'm talking the tiniest, maybe a 7-note lead. Do-do-do-do-do. And it makes that chorus sound so much bigger and better. My poor wife, I made her sit and listen to that one chorus probably 5 times until she acknowledged, oh yeah, I hear it. There is no bad song on this album. I think Dark Side Blues is kind of unnecessary, but I'm not going to tell a dying man to leave a song off of his final album. It's really cool hearing Tony Iommi get back with Ozzy because those riffs are so heavy. And the minute he starts playing, you know, you go through all these songs, you have to say, oh, who's playing guitar on this? Oh, shit, yeah, that's this person. Nope. When it comes to the Iommi songs, as soon as that riff comes in, you say, all right, that's Iommi. Cool. Now, if you are going to check it out, please listen to Patient Number 9. That tells you everything you need to know about this album. Nothing Feels Right, Mr. Darkness. One of Those Days is beautiful, and that has Eric Clapton playing on it. One thing I never understood about Ozzy is his, obligatory, masturbation songs. Like, you have No Bone Movies from Blizzard of Oz, and then on this you've got Degradation Rules with Tony Iommi, but it's all about watching RedTube. So, I'm not sure what his deal was with that, but it's just weird having such an awesome song and you're singing along, but then one of the lines is watching RedTube Rules. Okay, alright, fuck it. You know, you go through the book, of course you got plenty of pictures of Ozzy, you got the words, and really the lyrics on this are beautiful. You know, it's kind of heartbreaking because you can see he's getting old. He's getting up there, and of course knowing that he was going to be dying soon. Go check it out, guys. Patient Number 9. It will break your heart in the best way possible. Rest in peace, Ozzy.